common, like thin client, thin client, is that like the internet connectivity will getting faster and faster instead. Yeah, think about that. Like some providers, it's promoting like fiber to home. It's getting there. It's getting there. Sooner or later, we will get a fiber to home, and also, all of like you could get very far with a cloud computing. Yeah. For example, we could provide streaming television. Streaming. Like for example, you could implement VoIP phone. You don't even need. It's working on it right now. Like for example, like some service provider already provide a box to transfer from an internet signal to an analog signal to your phone. You connect the phone into the box, and then just use it as normal phone. You won't feel any difference at all. And in the future, it will be the same. And also, yeah.
Backtracking a bit to your counting per megabyte usage or per query usage. From a business perspective, we just look at the cost right now because the differences is very minor. Say you have a broadband connection and you have a connection that only takes queries. Will you do any cost analysis for the client? Because that's quite important because a lot of people take the package instead of being counted per kilobyte because they think that the package is more or more value for money.
Well, the problem is that yes, we do actually do some calculation in the future. Like in certain way, you will get a cheaper service instead of more expensive because we are actually leverage same type of hardware and then provide service to a couple of different clients. Because the CPU it's
finish your part first.
Because the hardware is so overpowered. For example, you don't need a Xeon CPU for your desktop, right? Maybe.
I think he needs a Xeon.
He needs Xeon CPU, something like that. Like overpowered, like overpowered CPU processing power. Okay. But then, what if I bet you a lot of time. I bet you got a long period of idle time.
Yeah, I do sleep.
Yeah, you do sleep. Yes,
the
human do sleep. Machine doesn't.
Machine
Yeah, yeah. But sometimes you could leverage this so-called sleeping time of the For example, I could sell it to two. Think about that. I buy one for example, one server. Okay, I could buy like one server A, and I'm using this as a dedicated server. I could using as one client because I'm using the whole server on my own. Okay. The second stage is that the B server. I'm actually for our own avail. We could just provide socket out, and then within the socket we could this is USA. This is Hong Kong. And the service time we actually shift.
Yeah, that's the ideal situation.
Yes, the ideal situation. That's why we need to do some capacity planning. And some clients do need such kind of high loading stuff, but they don't need it at night. Okay, it's just off. Like stock market. We are leveraging the same hardware into a so-called cloud computing. And we also within single server, you are using an overpowered processing power and just overpowered, okay? In this case, the cloud computing, you won't notice there is a server exists because we just provide a socket or application level or API for you to access it. At the same time, we could do an HA, high availability, to another server, which means you are getting more by paying less. Do you get the idea? Because
I know it will be cheaper for the service provider. Yeah.
No.
It depends how much you charge.
No.
It might not be cheaper for the customer.
Yeah.
I have a question about, basically, in order to implement an HA, we need to redesign the database and a lot of service in order to achieve the HA service. Then if what will they provide for the HA service?
What will they provide?
For example, I cannot just employ a normal programmer to write an HA application because his knowledge cannot apply in HA environment.
What do you mean by programmer?
I think this depends on how to utilize the resource. Because, for example, say Amazon is trying to utilize the resource by virtualization, and it can take a snapshot of your virtual machine at any time and transfer it to any other machine.
But the cloud computing is actually a virtualization model.
Yeah.
It's actually leverage the actual machine to split it to different clients, and then your cost is less because think about this: if you need HA, you need high availability, you need to build 2 servers, right? You need to build 2 servers, and then 2 servers, you're actually using 10% of the resource. Don't you feel it's rack space cost money? Okay. You know that maintenance cost also a cost, one type of factor you need to consider it. And you actually offload all the maintenance to the service provider later on. You don't need to worry anything about server crash, something like that.
My question means that if I use the cloud computing service, do I need to take care about the HA issue?
No, everything is done by backend.
I see.
So, yeah.
First of all, I agree that this kind of model can utilize the resources. But to me, I just concerned on the other hand, just mentioned by some other people here, the cost in fact was decreased for the same set of service or same set of service requirement you want to achieve. But it may not be the real case that customer will be paid less. Because to me, I just find here I can just list out some example. For example, the VoIP service just mentioned. Now in Hong Kong, there are some telecom company providing telephone service using VoIP technique, and they charge you for the VoIP service. But its charges is not really the charge by the cost.